Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Anton Bay. Thank you so much for stopping by the collection room. Today I'm looking at some Femforce Up Close. Now, if any of you are like rampant collectors, you probably know you get into a pattern sometimes of being more focused on acquisition than actually seeing what you bought. It's like gorging yourself. You just purchase ahead and maybe don't get caught up reading what you bought them for. You know what I mean? That would be my case with these Femforce Up Close. I was trying to acquire a bunch of Femforce comics and Jungle Girl stuff, and I did. And in the meantime, I acquired these Femforce Up Close, and I must say I've never really opened them, so I don't even know what the deal is. I'm not sure if they're color or black and white. I just pulled them out, and I was like, you know what? I haven't really given these any sort of a look at all. So right off the bat, it looks like we're color. It's gonna give us a really cool opening page. That is just really neat. I like that very much. For the sake of what should have been, Night Vale. Of course, that's Sin floating there. Superhero or stripper. Now, something I recently watched a video on lettering. And I have to say, I've noticed this before. Femforce has very odd lettering. Like, it's very large and blocky. It's not handwritten. It's more of a computerized font style that's very straight and uniform. It's not my favorite. I actually prefer some lettering from other companies. I just never noticed it until it was pointed out a while ago, and I was like, yeah, there always has been something odd about the lettering. So the lettering is definitely different. It's easy to read, but it does lack a style to it. It's just very, very direct and uniform. So it's not my favorite lettering. I prefer like more of a handwritten style of lettering. But it's not bad. I'm not gonna knock on it or anything. It's just an observance. You know, I never really even did look at what year. What year are we dealing with here? 1992. So this would be long before I was, well, quite a ways before I was regularly getting into comic books, a couple years anyway. I don't think I started regularly buying comics till about 95. Oh, you got pink elephants? Anytime you got pink elephants, that's a bad sign. Definitely a bad sign. Got some wild, crazy pages going on here. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but definitely like no use of panels. This is all just a blur, and I can't tell. This might be somebody's nightmare. So it's kind of hard to say. Having not read them yet, and just having this like the first time I think I've ever flipped through them. So of course it is all Femforce, but it doesn't look like the typical Femforce story. This looks like it's a little bit off to the side. But of course it looks great, because of course it always does. It's Femforce books, they always look fantastic. Color or black and white, they're always good looking. So we got Night Vale. This would be like a whole bio for Night Vale. Got a whole bio for Sin. Looks like we're not gonna get any more. I always see this ad for this giant gargantuan wall banner, and I wish I had that Garganta wall banner. That would be so cool. Oh, it's only full color, 23 by 72. You know, if you made a full size, like 6 foot fat head of that on the wall, I would think that was awesome. AC back issues were much easier to get at one point than they are to get now. They are hard to get now. Don't miss Femforce 50, the Femforce theme song, on Flexidisc by the Keys. I actually have this record, and it is a little flimsy plastic record with the Femforce song on it, which I have not ever played because I don't have a record player, by the Keys. And I showed that in a video once, and one of the members of the band who was in the Keys actually commented and was like, yeah, my band did that song back in the day. And I just thought that was really cool that, you know, you don't always get that. But Either way, Femforce Up Close number 2, Best West. I just looked at Good Girl Art Quarterly number 9 not that long ago, so that's kind of nice. I don't remember Stardust having pointed ears for some reason. She has pointed elfish ears there, and I don't remember that fact. Maybe you almost never see her ears, but I don't remember her having pointed ears. Could just be a single artist interpretation of it, so maybe it's not like a standard. And I've pointed this out numerous times about Femforce. They are not afraid of face punching. Man, they punch each other a lot. Punch, yeah, like this is like a bunch of savage punching. Of course it's a comic, so you're gonna expect savage punching, but there's a lot of savage punching going on. They certainly hand it out. I love Stardust's orange and yellow uniform. It's one of my favorite color combinations, especially in the superhero genre. I love it in Flare and Sparkplug as well from Heroic Graphics. It's a good looking suit. And the very first issue of Femforce I ever came across featured Stardust on the cover. So I've always been more partial to her probably than some of the other members, just because my history with her goes back further than all the others. This is some really nice art, some really nice backgrounds. By really nice backgrounds, I mean just like, I kind of love single shaded roams, and that's what they're doing. You got teal, yellow, pink, single shaded. I don't mind that. I kind of like that. It always, to me, it conveys a sci-fi futuristic yet kind of 80s retro vibe. Stardust. Sure, because that's what you want to do when you're on the moon. You want to get naked on the moon. I don't think that that's where you really want to be exposed, but maybe some people do. I mean, I guess I don't have the powers to find out. What, you're just gonna live naked on the moon now? Who would do that? This is my home now. I'm just gonna sit here and pout on the moon with my clothes off. Seems kind of silly there, but I'm sure we'll get past it. That's a really good rendering of her. And in the back, they give us a very nice just pin-up, her flying through the sky, night sky. Looks like she's probably headed towards the moon to live there, as she did in this issue. So yeah, nice shot there. Page by Chris Allen. So cool. So this looks like the gist I'm getting off these books is these are more isolated stories of each key members. And yeah, once again, let's get some serious face punching going on, because that is, they punch in the face all the time. And since this was an AC comic, it didn't have the little the Comic Code Authority stuff. There's always a nice bloody lip when you get punched in the face in these. A little bit darker and dingier pages than we normally get. Femforce comics are usually rather crisp and clear. This just seems a little bit smudged. Back in the 80s when you could make bikers bad guys still. It seems kind of silly, but they sure did. That dudes, I'm back. I'm just a talking head. He is. He's just a head. Looks like a little Shriner bandana on there. Yeah, this is a dingier art style that I'm used to seeing with Femforce. It's just, it looks very kind of muddy. The colors are kind of mixed together. It's like maybe they got different inks or a different inker. It doesn't look that great. And I know they've fluctuated their, the art's always consistent, all that stuff with Femforce comics, but I've noticed their coloring black and white, color, book size. It all kind of tends to fluctuate sometimes. And maybe that's what happened here with this issue, is they had somebody else do the coloring or filled in with someone else, and it doesn't look quite so good. It's got a faded, muddy look to it. Close up on Dragonfly Origin. And it must be an older story because we are in very small, isolated panels, which you predominantly see in older comics and stuff, unless they were pretty wild. Dragonfly, AC Universe, age 27, height 5'10", 140, insect eyes. Always gotta remember you got insect eyes. That's the girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Pull this one. On to our last issue here. This is number 4. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how many issues this ran, but I'm pretty sure I got like a full run. And that is actually quite an interesting likeness to the character. And that is one thing I continually am impressed. Femforce and NAC Comics in general, using cosplayers to promote their books long before that was ever like a normal thing that people did. And some of the women and some of the actresses that they had portray these characters did it so well and did it so consistently for so long that they essentially became part of the character. I mean, it was just inspired that way. She-Cat in Major League Hitter. Story and layouts by the Count. Dialogue, of course, by Bill Black, as it almost always is. Artwork by Dick Ayers. Inks by Chad Hunt. I have started to check the inker because a lot of these old Femforce, it turns out I buy comics from the inker online, and that's pretty sweet. Not this particular inker. I'm not familiar with Chad Hunt. I normally get them from, what is his name? Jeff Austin. Typically the inker I buy from. Wow, he got clubbed with a thing. And we got a shower scene going on here, which, of course, in the miracle of comics, they can always, just edit stuff any way that they need. However, how is she even using a shower door? That's what I want to know. Weird Wolfman. The Femforce fan club. Back when fan clubs meant something, you could only find out certain stuff from back then. Now it's just like, you follow the web page and you'll learn everything you probably want to know. And I see we have different fonts being typed in these in the previous issues. I like this much better. This is very nice. It's got that organic feel to it, not the hyper printed stuff. Wow, look at that. He just got his head punched clear off. Like totally free. Just whoop, head. And She-Cat is not a blonde, so that's weird. Must be an imposter. Looks like my book has a little bit of ruffles in here. Possible water damage. Like I said, sometimes it's hard to know because I haven't opened these like forever. Like ever since I've had them. How many showers can one person take? Well, I mean, she's a cat. You'd think maybe she wouldn't want so many showers. This animation is a little different, a little goofy. It seems very clean and very different than the normal Femforce stuff I'm used to seeing. She-Cat again from the AC Universe. And what is this? Representing the very first She-Cat adventure from 10 years ago from Bill Black. Cool. So we get an original old story. You can tell 'cause she's wearing way older style boots, like buccaneer boots. And she's gonna fight Lady Luger. That's of course this Nazi villain of theirs. Nice, we get an original first appearance story, and that's pretty cool. And an advertisement for Good Girl Arts Quarterly. Donkeys anyone. Yankee girl gives you the treats. All right, well, these actually look really good. I expected them to look really good. Full color first issue. I appreciate that they're in color, and I appreciate you guys following along as I kind of look over these and kind of see what they're up to. Because, like I said, sometimes you get busy buying and you get less time to read. I knocked over one of my hyper expensive Supergirls. So anyway, that's my story. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye.